there is an empty spot on the 820 where the cranking engine was. Boy, that was a lot of work, to say the least. So let's see here. I got a little busy and then I got a little dirty, and so I couldn't grab the camera. What I ended up having to do is I ended up disconnecting the tachometer. That was about the easiest way to do it. The line just was not long enough to go over the engine. So what I did is I actually just disconnected the dash and did it that way, because it's really hard to get down in there where the tachometer meets the engine. Also ended up having to take the cover of the water pump off due to the power troll. If the power troll wasn't here, I don't think it would really be a big deal. Do note that to keep any trash, debris, dirt out of the injectors, and the injector out of that whole injector area, I went ahead and, or I guess those would be the pumps. I went ahead and put this towel here, and you see what it caught coming out of the cooling system. But so the cranking engine is out. There it is. I'll probably let it, probably just set it down on the ground tonight, and I'll come back and work on it later this week. Overall, pretty happy. It only took me 4 hours to get the cranking engine out start to finish. Actually, probably closer to 3 now that I think about it. Took a break for dinner. So yeah, I got to clean off a spot on the bench, and I'll get this wheeled into the other room where I can start tearing it apart, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I'm happy with the way everything turned out. We'll keep on working on it and get it done. I am half tempted to take the cover plate off while I'm here just to see what's happening, but I don't know if I want to get that adventurous. We'll see. The problem I'm having now is I don't exactly know where I want to stop. In some respects, I want to stop now. In other respects, I actually want to clean this thing up and maybe give it a coat of paint. I don't know. I'm not really one to paint. I think I've voiced that in several videos. So I just don't know really where to stop at this point, now that I have the cranking engine out. But I may just try to clean it up best I can and then put it back on there. One question I do have, if anybody has done this before and watching these videos, they said something about a rubber isolator being on for the cranking engine, and I can't find a reference to it. I don't know if it's the rubber gasket in the cover plate or what, but yeah, just something to consider. If you have an answer for that, please let me know. If not, that's fine as well. Also, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead. I forgot that I actually ordered a bushing for the steering wheel. I'm going to go ahead and actually replace that bushing while I'm at it, simply because I have more access to the power steering setup right now with the engine out. So, anyway, I think that's it for tonight, and I will work on this later this week. Thanks for watching. Okay, I got the, excuse the headlight there, trying to give you a little bit more light. I got the pony motor sitting on the table in the warmer part of the shop, which makes my life a whole lot nicer. So a couple things that I've already done is, the first thing I did was separate the transmission from the pony motor, and that's just a total of 5 cap screws. There's a cap screw here, 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 and then the 2 down there, and those 2 also hold the starter on, which is right there. Also, with the transmission, everything looks okay. I'll have to investigate all the parts and everything. Whatever this is loose. Maybe it's supposed to be loose. I don't know what it is yet. But I'm kind of glad I did it, because I'll go ahead and I'll get all this cleaned up. I think that's a good use of my time to get it all cleaned up. I don't intend to break these 2 parts apart. I really don't see a reason to. There was certainly no problems with the pony motor engagement. The gear is fine. There's no marks on the flywheel, ring gear, etc., stuff like that. So I'm not really all that concerned about that. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to investigate either rebuilding or getting a new water pump. This one looks kind of cruddy. I think this whole system was cruddy. You can see how much stuff was buried in there. Still got to clean all that out. But also, while I was at it, I decided to go ahead and check on the thermostat for the pony motor. You can see down in there how dirty that was and how rusty it is. So I may need to investigate having somebody cook these parts. I'm not sure. I don't, since we moved and had a location at our old place, and I don't know any place locally. I'll have to do some investigation. But anyway, one thing I was happy to learn is these thermostats are no longer available. In fact, I got online and did some searching, and it seems as though they're not even made anymore. And this thermostat works fine. I took a heat gun to it, opened right up, and it's been slowly closing over the last 30 or 45 minutes. So, as it cools off. The thermostat's good. That's great. Makes me a whole lot happier. Next part that I get to do is mostly just go ahead and tear it all down. I did order all of my parts from the last couple videos today. They should probably be here sometime later this week. That's going to be the thrust washers. I went ahead and ordered a carb kit, so just the gaskets for the carburetor, just so I can inspect it and everything. I don't know if I'll necessarily need it, but it was cheap enough. I might as well order it to have it on hand. Just because I don't know a whole lot about these carburetors, so I might as well learn while I'm at it, right? So one thing I forgot to do is I forgot to empty the oil out of this thing. So at some point, I have to pick this thing back up off the table and drain the oil out of it. I'm not too happy about that, but that's okay. Anyway, so that's progress on the pony motor, and we will go from there. It'll probably be a couple days before I get back to work on it. I'm going to start next by pulling the carb, all of its associated linkages off. Then I'll pull the intake and exhaust manifold off, then pull the heads off, and we'll see where we're at. So, I think that's about it. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will be back later this week.